Hey everyone, my name is David, and today I wanted to share with you guys some techniques for managing your facial spasms. I know for me, my facial spasms started in the year 2018. I remember the day that it happened. I was riding back from work on my bike and something popped like inside my head and the throbbing began. And so I'll show you right now. It's very interesting. Like, the spasm is something that I can control, but at the same time, when I let go and when I'm in my fully relaxed state, the spasm is there. So it takes some level of efforting to hold the spasm back. So I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it. See it right there. I can kind of feel it all on this side of my head, and sometimes on this side as well. So I know what you're going through. If this is something you're managing right now, and although I have seen some of you guys, your spasms seem pretty advanced, and so who knows how mine will continue to unfold. But I wanted to come on here and share with you guys some tips and some tools for managing the spasms that you have. And really, this can be applied to all chronic pain. And I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a clinical psychologist or any of this. I'm just someone who's very interested in well-being, mental health, and physical well-being, and am experiencing this myself. And so I wanted to share with you guys some of what's been helping me manage this condition. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is shifting your perspective around the spasm or around your condition. So I know there's so many stories that we have about what the spasm is and why we might have it, and oh me oh my, like, this shouldn't be me. And there's also deep storytelling that occurs within the subconscious and within the conscious mind as well, of reasons why you might have this spasm. And I just want to say, go ahead and get rid of all of the stories, and just focus on what's happening now, without the stories, without any memories of the past, any projections into the future about how long the spasm might last. What's helped me is to just come back to this present moment and feel into the spasm. So get out of the mind and into the body. So really feeling into the spasm has helped me. And the more we can observe the spasm, the more we see it for what it truly is. Okay, so what's helped me is I close my eyes and I start breathing, right? And I allow the spasm to be as it is. So I don't try and control the spasm. I don't want it to be any other way than it is. And so I think this can be really helpful, because what's causing suffering is your resistance to the spasm. you want something that's not happening right now. You want it to go away, and yet it's not. And this resistance is actually strengthening the spasm. So the more attention that we're giving to it, and the more we're rolling around in our stories, the more the spasm is going to persist, and the stronger it's going to get. And I'm not saying by doing these exercises that the spasm is going to go away. But what I have noticed is really the spasm itself is not painful. It's just really, really annoying. So it doesn't hurt in the sense that a cut hurts, or if you were to break any bones hurts. It's a different kind of hurt, and it's psychological. It's suffering. It's not pain. And so what we're going to want to do is realize that we're actually causing our own suffering by resisting the spasm. And what's helped me shift my perspective around the spasm is leaning into it and using it as a teacher, as a guide. Perhaps the spasm is trying to communicate something to us. Perhaps our body is trying to tell us something. And so this has really helped me. And I know when I become relaxed and more calm, the spasm does soften. It does soften. And eventually, it's not that it goes away permanently, but there is a very relaxed state where, and even if it is spasming, it's not annoying me to the degree that it once was, right? So our perspective of the spasm can change if we allow our perspective to change, right? So this is one way that I look at it, is that it's a teacher for me. Another way that I look at this spasm is that it's a friend of mine. So maybe this tool can help you too, in that, you can name the spasm something, Billy, Bob, Mary, Sue. And whenever the spasm arises, you can just say to yourself, you can just notice it and say, oh, Billy's showed up again. Hey, Billy. And you don't have to go, it sounds insane, but I've found that becoming friends with the spasm rather than treating it as an enemy that you're trying to beat down and fight against, that having that mental imagery associated with the spasm allows it to worsen. Whereas if you develop a friendly relationship to it, then a lot of good things can come from that. Okay? And another thing is that I know for me, it's not even about the spasm. The spasm sucks, right? And I know for some of you guys, it's on the whole side of your face, just bulging out. And man, it's hard. I know that it's hard. I also know that there's ways to manage this, and ways to cope, and ways to thrive. And a lot of it has to do with what's below the surface. What's below the surface of the spasm. So I know for me, when things come up, or when my spasm arises, there's all these stories associated with the spasm. So I'll think to myself, I'll never be loved because of this spasm. No one will ever, who can love someone with this thing coming out of the side of their face, right? And really what this shows us is a lack of love that we have for ourselves. Because it's not even about other people loving us. This is about us. This is about, can we love ourselves? And I know surgery is an option for a lot of people. And there seem to be high success rates for it. And at the same time, and I'm no doctor, and I'm not recommending you do anything. I'm just saying there could be complications, and we're not sure how long the surgery is good for. And so for people who want to manage the pain, or rather the suffering, without surgery, I think these can be some good tools for you. So again, changing your perception of the spasm, befriending the spasm, observing the spasm without reacting to it, separating yourself and who you are from the spasm. Notice how you are the space of awareness who can observe the spasm, right? And I know for me, the spasm is not who I am. This condition arose within the last 2 or 3 years for me. And so I've gone much of my life without it. And so for this reason, I know that I'm not the spasm, because I've lived so much of my life without it. And I think it's entirely possible that I will continue to live many more years of my life without this. I think it's all temporary. And even if it's permanent, for the sense of the rest of our lives, we might have this for the rest of our lives, it's temporary in the sense that it will come to an end upon death. And I know that's not very reassuring, but all suffering is temporary. Everything is temporary. This will go away. And I think there are ways to thrive with this condition. And I just wanted to share with you my experience in the way I manage this, because I know that it's not easy and it sucks, and it takes up so much psychological space that could be directed in so many other places. And really sitting in stillness with this condition and observing it and just breathing and not reacting, don't resist, just allowing what is here to be here has really helped me, and I hope that this helps you as well. So again, I'm not an expert, but I just wanted to share with you my experience and what's helped me. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. I hope you have a great day.